back like the seats of an 86 Delta 88 coupe on D's and Bones, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Going live in a minute, Blizzard King. This is Winter Dinner Spurling Podcast. You are rocking with the realest black men represented. Ain't no lies, cause we winning. Catching flies, ain't no feelings. Uncle D, we the villain, baby. We just left the village, baby. Now we in them villas, baby. Dinner Spurling Podcast. Tuning in, we get it, baby. You can hate the player, hate the game. We love all you haters. Hate watch, hate watch. Calling lovely ladies. Hands on your knees, you can thank us later. We snatching the crowns off of queens, we obliterate them. Tell the truth, shame the devil, they trying to eliminate us. You begging the sipping haters, peeling layers off potatoes. Whoa, Southern Cadillac music like Outkast. Ain't jumping without bass, Tennis Spurling Podcast. Whoa, Southern Cadillac music like Outkast. Ain't jumping without bass, Tennis Spurling Podcast. Whoa.
We have to clean up what's going on in our house before we do anything else.
Reports I'm getting from campaigns and communities is that we have not yet seen the same kinds of energy and turnout in all quarters of our neighborhoods and communities as we saw when I was running. Now, I also want to say that that seems to be more pronounced with the brothers. So if you don't mind, just for a second, I'm going to speak to y'all directly and say that when you have a choice that is this clear, when on the one hand you have somebody who grew up like you, knows you, went to college with you, understands the struggles and pain and joy that comes from those experiences, who's had to work harder and do more and overcome and achieves the second highest office in the land and is putting forward concrete proposals to directly address the things that are vital in our neighborhoods and our communities, from housing to making sure that our mothers and our fathers and our grandparents can afford medicine, and making sure that we are dealing with prices that are too high and rents that are too high, and are committed to, is committed to making sure that we maintain the Affordable Care Act so everybody's got health care, and cares about things like education and entrepreneurship in our neighborhoods. And that's on one side. And on the other side, you have someone who has consistently shown disregard, not just for the communities, but for you as a person. And you're thinking about sitting out? I'm not. But, you know, Cousin Pookie might be. And you're coming up with all kinds of reasons and excuses. I've got a problem with that because part of it makes me think, and I'm speaking to men directly now, part of it makes me think that, well, you just aren't feeling the idea of having a woman as president. And you're coming up with other alternatives and other reasons for that. And I think anybody you are talking to in a barbershop, anybody you are talking to in your house, in your family, at church, who is coming with that kind of attitude, I think you have to ask them, well, how can that be? Because the women in our lives have been getting our backs this entire time. They've been raising us and working and having our backs. And when we get in trouble, and the system's not working for us, they're the ones who are out there marching and protesting. And so now you're thinking about sitting out or even supporting somebody who has a history of denigrating you because you think that's a sign of strength, because that's what being a man is, putting women down. That's not acceptable. That's not, this shouldn't even be a question.
Kamala did not grow up like me. She grew up in upper middle class. Really, that don't matter. I'm voting on policies, and her policy sucks. So Obama, keep your mouth shut, okay? You're the gatekeeper. You kept the gate on a lot of black people being ignorant. Quite a few of them have awakened to the lies of the Democrat Party. So Barack Hussein Obama, kiss our ass. We voting for Trump.
Well, apparently, the former president, Barack Hussein Obama, just called me out. I don't know about y'all, but that little soliloquy of yours, Barry, sounded awfully familiar.
If you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, then you ain't black.
Now, as one of those brothers who won't be supporting Kamala, the reasoning for this is actually quite simple. Yeah, we're done. We're done with the lying, the constant gaslighting, the identity politics, the old vote for me because I'm a black Democrat. Yeah, no. And a lot of black men specifically are finally waking up to this and fleeing that Democrat plantation. And you, Barry, are terrified.
Then Obama come his ass up there like he understand the motherfucking struggle. At first, you wasn't even running as a black man for president, I don't think. I don't want to be wrong, but I'm saying, you know, goddamn, Obama, what the fuck, man? I'm not understanding this shit, man. That's all I'm saying, man. He don't understand our struggle. How the hell, oh, you from the hood? You from my community? What the fuck you done for Chicago? You know, Martha Vineyard. What have you done for Hawaii, man? So you think you finna do anything for us or make us believe that Miss Harris gonna do anything for us? You ain't doing motherfucking thing, man. Man, leave us alone, man. Let us do us for the first time, man. We have a voice now, man. That's it, man. We know how to speak. He's not our voice. He's not the voice of the black people. If the black man is the black race, who the fuck is Obama? That's all I'm trying to figure out, man. You don't understand my motherfucking struggle?
I really genuinely need somebody to explain to me why Barack Obama thinks it's a great idea to go out here and have black men vote for Kamala Harris and galvanize the black male vote when this lady gonna do the same thing for us that he did, which is not a motherfucking thing. Like, let's be clear, Barack Obama talking about, this is now the time for you black men to go out and vote for Kamala Harris. She needs your support, all right? We are obligated to do this because I'm going to pull out the race card out of my ass. The same as I pulled out the race card when I told you we were going to bring change to America. Yes, we can. Yes, we can what? Yes, we got to reverse 8 years of bad George Bush policy. The Democratic Party has convinced black people that Donald Trump is somehow already in office. This is how they work. They literally play the psychological mind game to say, if Donald Trump this, if Donald Trump that. Barack Obama, what did you do for the black people? What did you do for black people when you got in office, Barack? We gave you a Nobel. You were awarded a Nobel Peace Prize simply for being able to say you stood on the shoulders of Dr. King, Malcolm X, Medgar Evers, all the people that came before you. Did you live up to it? Did you do anything that was deserving of a Nobel Peace Prize before you got in office? No. Did you do anything that was deserving of a Nobel Peace Prize while you were in office? No. Did you do anything of substance for black people? No. But we treated you like Moses when in actuality you were just Pharaoh. And I'm not saying you were Pharaoh like you were oppressive in Egypt, like Pharaoh was to the Israelites in Egypt, but you were Pharaoh in terms of you held a political office, and we elevated you to the status of Martin when you didn't even do half the work he nor Malcolm did.
Hey, Barack Obama, as a black man, this must be sad, man. You, Kamala Harris, and the Democratic Party. We vote for Trump, right?
All the Democrats said that all black men should vote for Harris. Meanwhile, she's married to a white man, but it's a problem when black men want to vote for a white man, but she married one.
So Barack Obama was in Pittsburgh and he had a few words to say about black men. Black men aren't excited to vote for Kamala Harris. We aren't excited to vote for her. Why do you think that, Barack? Is it because that she is drop step with one of the worst presidents we've ever had? Is it that she was the border czar and didn't do anything about the migrants coming over? Is it because she has to read from a teleprompter every time she does a rally or does something like that? Is it because black men are just saying, you know what, maybe I want to vote a different way? Why is it that every time we have an issue, you got to attack us, Barack? You don't do the white man like that. You don't do Asians like that. You don't do Hispanics like that. But when it comes to the black man, if we don't vote one way, then y'all want to attack us.
And the fact that didn't nobody even think about this lady in 2020 when she ran, it's just mind-boggling. Then y'all got signs up in the back, all them signs that say black voters. That was very offensive. That was very racist. And I'm gonna say that was very racist. If it was Donald Trump and he had signs up that said black voters, literally, CNN would be spinning that all day, calling him a racist. The stuff y'all try to pull over people's heads, man, is ridiculous.
Barack Obama gets called out after demanding brothers vote for Kamala Harris. So you had Barack Obama demanding brothers vote for Kamala Harris. Barack Obama ain't demand anybody else to vote for her. He ain't called nobody else out, just the brothers, right? Because brothers ain't allowed to vote for who they want to vote. Vote for their interests. Vote for what they believe will be best for them and their families. You know what I'm saying? They got to vote for Kamala because Obama said so. This is what I got from all that, man. So you had a lot of brothers calling out Obama. You know what I'm saying? Brothers like, boy, I know you ain't talking Obama like Obama. You was the swaggiest president. You talk a good game. I give you that. You know what I'm saying? I give you that. But we don't want to hear all that, man. Brothers gonna do what brothers do, man. Everybody has the right to vote for who they want to vote for, not who Barack Obama tells them to vote for.
Just for President Obama, first and foremost, you're not going to tell me what I'm going to do and what I'm not going to do. Number one, I ain't going to vote for Kamala Harris. I think that she's going to make a bad president. She's a bad vice president. Everything she does, she tries to politicize it, and she hasn't shown the fact that she wants to put America first ever. So I'm not voting for that individual. Secondly, I think that it's really sad that you would come out against black men and actually degrade them because they're not picking the person that you want them to vote for. All right. And the last thing that I'm going to say is the moment that I became a Republican and a conservative, that is when I got the most hate from the opposite party. All right. Being that I'm a conservative, being that I'm a Republican, I've always been accepted. For the little bit of time that I may have been liberal, I never heard anything from the Republicans. They never came out and called me slanderous things. They never came out and called me racist things. The only time that I ever started hearing things about my skin color and about, you know, racism or whatever was when I became a Republican. And that was from Democrats that were saying that. So no, I'm not going to be voting for who you want me to vote for. I'm going to do what I want as a man, and I'm going to be the man that I am. So you don't get to say anything.
Obama said what? I know they ain't brought Obama to try to think he gonna get some straightening somewhere. I just know they ain't did that. And then he gonna have the nerve to say, y'all better be glad Michelle ain't here. What he gonna do? What is Michelle gonna do? You calling out black men specifically for not voting for Kamala because she's black. But what did you do for the black men while you were there? What did you do for us? I'm trying to figure it out right now. You want to call us out of all the races. You want to call us out. You want to say that we supposed to just be supporting her because she's black. Okay, what did you do for us? I seen you do a lot for the LGBTQ plus. I think I said that right. I don't want to offend nobody. You did a lot for them. You did a lot for the police too. You the one started back the blue. But y'all want to say Trump trying to get a police immunity. But you done brought your Newport smoking on here and want to say something and try to call us out. Call us out. I bet the people in Flint, Michigan still got a lot to say about you because last time I heard they still ain't got safe water. But you talking about us. Man, if you don't sit your down somewhere, I don't care if they... Wait, hold up. My bad, y'all. I was looking for a give because I done ran all out.
Capacity of you to say to us that we are required and we better vote for Kamala Harris and that we don't want to see a woman in a position of power. You're a liar. I remember in June of 2010, I was in Baghdad, Iraq, and I watched your State of the Union address as a proud young black man to see a black president on the television. But I listened to you as you told the American people that we would not spend any additional resources in Baghdad or in Afghanistan, and we're going to bring our troops home in December of 2014. Right then and there, I knew you couldn't be trusted. Why? Because I'm watching them build sidewalks, build streets, and construct buildings in Baghdad, Iraq in 2010, as you say we're going to leave in 2014. So now that you get on a stage or a platform and try to bully us and belittle us and try to make the world believe that we're not intelligent enough to see what you and the demonic Democratic Party is doing, you're the biggest problem to black people, not the Republican Party. Just because our policies differ or our views differ or our perspectives and values differ, now you want to attack? No, Barack, you're a liar and you're a part of the problem.
Obama. Who the hell are you, man? Who the hell are you? Talking to brothers like you somebody's daddy. Like we can't think for ourselves. And I need to put the word out about you brothers who were standing there with him as he, talks down on men, black men in particular. Y'all should have left. I don't even know why y'all stood there and listened to that foolishness. No, and let me say this too, Mr. Obama. I bet you wouldn't go and talk to black men in mega spaces like that. I tell you that. You know where to go. You sitting over there addressing black men in a safe space. You wouldn't dare come over to black men in mega spaces talking that crap. I guarantee you that. You ain't nobody's daddy, man. Acting like black men can't think for themselves, and when we do, we somehow don't like women. Man, if you don't get your sissy up out of here, like the White House and gay color.
We don't like her record as San Francisco district attorney. We don't like her and how she targeted black people. We don't like the fact that she got on television and specifically said in an interview How can you expect me to do something for black people? I'm not going to do something for black people. We already know who we're dealing with. We've made a determination that we don't like her for certain reasons, and you say that she has articulable policies. What policies has she articulated? More importantly, what policies has she articulated that are going to benefit black men? There's a lot of reasons other than her ethnicity and her sex that we wouldn't vote for her. Most black men voted for Hillary Clinton. She still lost. So that clearly, in the same group of men who voted for Hillary Clinton in 2016 are still here in 2024. We just don't want to vote for her because of her policies.
You just know President Obama's just sitting somewhere like, what did I say? What happened? He's so used to, coming and going as he pleases, saying whatever he wants to say, not being held accountable for what he didn't do in office. Honey, the oil that he once had, it has run dry. We already had someone in office who was like us. We already had someone in office who had to work harder, who had our story. And what did we get? A part of what Kamala's getting is because of him. And we don't want a 2.0. The Democrats are so used to us voting for someone who's less racist, but still incompetent, that when we, discuss some real world issues, they'll know what to do. They'll know what to do. And if it wasn't for his own VP and his piss poor leadership, Kamala wouldn't be having such a hard time right now.
So I just got this one question for Barack Obama. When you gonna talk to the white man? When you gonna talk to the Hispanic man and the Asian man and all the other race of men out here in America that are voting? When are you gonna talk to them about who they need to vote for? I really can't stand this. I really don't understand why black people of certain caliber or status who think they're quote unquote better than us regular black folks, these type of black folks, the celebrities included, why do they feel like they can talk to the black people the way they want to talk to black people? Like, we supposed to just fall in line. Are we they Negroes now? Are we their Negroes? Because I'm confusion. I just really can't understand this. Like, if you can't see the pandering, you're blind.
What the hell's the matter with you, Obama? Getting up there and addressing all your brothers only, telling them that Kamala Harris grew up like them, in the same cities as them, went to the same schools as them. What are you do? Whatever happened to inclusion? You're separating the hell out of everybody. You don't want racism, sir? What the hell are you doing? You're talking to a specific race only when you get up on stage trying to get votes, and then you're going to say that racism has no place in here. I believe that racism doesn't have any place, but I believe that what you just did was preach separation. You know, I know, everyone knows there's no room for racism here. There never will be. But the way that you're going about this is literally preaching separation. Cutting a line down the middle. I'm only talking to this group of people or this group of people. It should be you're talking to all of us at once. Get your head out of your ass. Be better, please.
Hey, black man, you voting for Kamala Harris? Because you know Obama told you to. Let's talk about it. So yesterday, Barack Obama decided it was a good idea to come out of his house, save Kamala Harris's sinking ship in Pittsburgh, and talk shit about Trump for a few minutes, and then gather a bunch of black men behind signage that says black male voters and basically tell them, you better vote for Kamala Harris. The numbers are not looking good, and especially amongst the brothers. You guys supported me when I was running, and I expect you to support her. I expect you to vote for Kamala Harris. It's the audacity for me. First of all, you can't tell any black man what to do ever. That's first of all. Second of all, when is he massa? When is he gonna think that he could go in front of a bunch of black men and tell them what to do? Like, is that what we're doing right now? Like, Who made him in charge of what black men do or don't do? So the small percentage of black men who were either going to vote for Kamala Harris or were leaning and undecided but leaning towards her, they're absolutely not going to vote for Kamala Harris. Now, that doesn't mean they're going to vote for Trump, but they're for sure not voting for her. So whatever their little plan was to like play in the emotions of black people or make black men feel like they can't make their own damn decisions, that backfired. It's all over the internet. Barack Obama, that was a bad move. It was a bad move. You did nothing for black men back in the day. So how do you get to come out being like a billionaire telling black men who are working?
Barack. As a native of Chicago that watched your policies not do a single thing for black people, not anything for crime, not anything for a better way of living, it is insulting that you decided to get up here and pander us as black men for not voting for Kamala Harris. You are only voting for Kamala yourself because you have no choice. We both know that deep down inside, you wanted the open convention, but the optics didn't look good. We also both know that there were way better candidates that you guys could have went with for president, but you guys didn't. And so now they bring you out, the big guns, because they need you to come up here and clean up this mess. Because you know what? You are a well-spoken man. Because I can tell you right now that your nominee is not. I can tell you that your nominee doesn't answer questions. Your nominee stutters all the time, and she spits out word salads. And you expect for us to vote for her. I'm black. I'm not stupid. I vote for policies. I vote for what's going to allow for my way of living to change. I vote so that everyone can have a chance and continue to be a free thinker and not have censorship. And then you got up here on this stage and insulted every black man in America. And it's not okay. And so now you guys are sitting here and you want us to vote for this administration, who has caused the highest inflation, grocery prices suck, and they let everybody in the border. And if I remember Barack Obama, you were the deporter in chief. You deported over 3 million people. And for your nominee to not even be smart enough that when someone asks her a question, what would she do differently than what Joe Biden did, and her to say nothing is even more wild. So before you decide to get up here and attack every single black man on this planet, I want you to take a self-reflection and think about the behaviors that you're doing and that you're trying to put on us because we don't want to vote for Kamala. I want you to really look down deep inside of yourself and say, would you really vote for her if you wasn't a part of the Democratic Party? If it wasn't your job, would you really vote for her? I'm pretty sure you wouldn't. Because the scrutiny that you went through to become president, she hasn't even went through. No one voted for her at all. You guys inserted her. And so now here you come, being the sweeper in chief to try to clean up the mess. But I got a surprise for you, Barack. We are going to continue to be free thinkers. We're going to continue to fight people who want to censor us. We're going to continue to be the people that we need to be because we are starting to arise. Because I don't like the word woke. We are starting to arise to the occasion so that we can create a better America where Democrats and conservatives and independents can live freely and prosperous. And you're right, we do need to turn the page because the book that I'm reading right now, if I turn the page based on what Kamala said about her own self, I would be signing up to read the book a little bit longer for 4 more years. And that's not what I want to do.
The whole world falling apart and you got your Madam VP cranking one up on live television for y'all to see. How nice. And then you got Obama going around the mulberry bush coming out the woodworks like Christmas past talking about some, I'm not getting enough energy from the brothers. What? You get more than enough energy from the brothers, might I add. But needless to say, you need to be focused on what retirement home you want to go to and stop focusing on people that's not worried about what you got going on. You done served your 8 years. Your services is no longer needed, sir. Go worry about your husband, your wife, and stop trying to promote this lifestyle that most of us don't even want to be a part of. Leave folks alone. The whole world falling apart. I don't hear y'all saying nothing about that. All y'all care about is votes and having power over innocent people that don't even know what's good for them no more. So my best suggestion to this organization, administration, whatever y'all got going on, you need to focus on yourself. Focus on that, because we got somebody else in mind that's going to focus on the American people. This is a business, and we all in this together. And since y'all seem to forgot about that, y'all could just get out the way so we can do bigger and better things. Okay? Have a good day.
All right, this message is to former President Barack Obama. The congregation of black men does not need your advice or your guidance on who to vote for, especially when you showed your true character and your true colors when you were the president. When you were the president, last time I recall, you had the House, you had the Senate, and you had the executive branch for 2 years. You could have passed anything, any legislation that would have helped black men in the black community. But I wonder, what did you choose to make your main focal point? The LGBT community. And that's cool and all. That can be your prerogative. But don't try to bring your dusty ass back over here to black men and think that you can tell us who to vote for. No, we're not voting for Kamala Harris. We don't give a damn about all of these scare tactics that you use against black women. Oh my God, they're going to take away abortion. They're going to take away our food stamps, welfare, government assistance. They're going to take away all of our handouts. They're not going to forgive our student loans. Well, guess what? Black men, we don't give a damn. Our community is destroyed. Our women are raising the kids, and our kids are destroying and tearing up the goddamn street. The same people that you made your main focal point are endangering the minds of our women. They are endangering the minds of our kids. And let's get another thing straight. You're an East African, half Kenyan man who wasn't raised with the same values as your dad because he wasn't there. Most of us in America, we are West African by ancestry. Igbo, Yoruba, Angola, Congolese, Ghanaian, Ashanti. That's what we are. So no, I don't know what your values are, but I know what most black men's values are, and they're not the same values that the Democratic Party holds. So I'm gonna tell you like this, I could give a damn about the Democratic Party or the Republican Party, but I'm gonna go vote for Trump. You wanna know why? Just to let black women know who run this shit.
Motherfucker played in 8 years, then y'all came on a year after he was out of the presidency. The dude asked him, why you didn't do nothing for black people? The motherfucker said, I can't do nothing for just a certain group of people. But you did do something for a certain group of people, sir. The LGBT community is a certain group of people that you did shit for. The immigrants is a certain group of people you created shit for. All you did for black people was take, and give to other fucking groups of people. And then to sit there and play in our face and say, you couldn't do nothing for a certain group of people, and you say you a black man? Hey man, I don't care what. Man, listen man, my loyalty will always first and foremost be to my black, to my motherfucking culture. Because that's what I come from. And just the same for Caucasian man. First and foremost, his loyalty should be for his culture. Asian man, his culture. And go on so on. You as a black man to sit there and say that shit? Where's your loyalty, man? Malcolm X turned over in his grave when you got up there and took that presidential nomination, and you didn't do shit for us, bro. You didn't even represent reparations. You didn't even speak on it, homeboy. You ain't speak on reparations, Obama. How dare you? How dare you? When my ancestors went through slavery, my ancestors, my mama, my daddy, my mama picked cotton, homeboy. My mama picked cotton. And you ain't even talk about reparations. You ain't even bring it up. And you say you couldn't do nothing for a group of people. How about the people that was enslaved? How about the ancestors? How about our bloodline? We were enslaved 100 years ago, not less than 100 years ago, man. That shit wasn't a long time ago. We were picking cotton, being called less than a human, and you say you couldn't do nothing for us?
You ought to be ashamed of yourself as a black man. I despise everything you are and everything you will be. You ain't no black man. You ain't nothing to us. And if anybody would vote for anybody that is a friend of yours, that is a counterpart to yours, that is in any unison to Obama, you ain't a friend of mine. You an enemy. My ancestors bled. My ancestors were nuts were cut off. My ancestors were torn, all in the name, and you ain't even bring up reparations, man. We ain't walking out. We as black people walk in the door less. And you don't think and you know it. And you didn't think to bring it up? Man, you ain't shit, Obama.
Sorry to disappoint you, Mr. Obama, but being that the fact that she's a motherfucking woman is not the reason why we are not voting for her, my dear. The reason why we are not voting for her is because just like your motherfucking ass, we the one that voted your motherfucking ass into this motherfucker. Only for you to go 8 motherfucking years and have done absolutely motherfucking nothing. The only thing that you did was take out what? Saddam Hussein, whoever the fuck that terrorist was. Congratulations, big fucking whip. But what have you done for the black community? Nothing. Let's not forget, baby girl been in office for 4 motherfucking years, and the most that she has done is give us inflation. A war. You have Americans suffering like a son bitch, while she's giving billions upon billions upon billions of dollars to other motherfucking countries. Then she's giving little chump change to motherfucking Americans, but you expect for us to vote for her. You expect for us to vote for her because of that. Let's not forget, she also incarcerated a whole bunch of motherfuckers. Then sat there and lied about her childhood. That motherfucker did not grow up in no middle class nothing. She grew up in a high class somewhere in fucking Canada. Stop fucking playing with me. So, another thing that she has done. Y'all notice them 6 million? Ooh, my bad. 10 million? Ooh, my bad. 18 million? Ooh, my bad. 20 million? Ooh, my bad. 26 million motherfucking immigrants that crossed into this motherfucker? Let's not forget, she's funding those motherfuckers to a maximum motherfucking point to where these villain swelling gangs are fucking growing. Growing to a point where when they hit Colorado, it done hit so fucking bad to a point where y'all goofy ass fucking mayor done talk about something, oh, it's a figment of their imagination. So if it's a fiction of our imagination and then the Democratic Party actually went ahead and ran with it, and now we have actual footage of them doing this shit, they gonna turn around and say that it's a figment of our imagination. So if it's a figment of our imagination, why the fuck did it happen in Chicago? And they fucked around and found out. So why the fuck is it happening in Texas right now? And Texas, just like Chicago, fucked around and found the fuck out. Because didn't they say everything big in Texas? You heard me. So with that being said, Barack Obama, it ain't because of the motherfucking fact that we as black people are not voting for her. We as black people are not voting for her because of those specific reasons. She and your best friend, your best friend, bruh man from the 5th motherfucking floor, but y'all call him Joe motherfucking Biden, has been funding countries, funding these military-aged men that crossed into here, because baby, I don't see not a girl that done crossed into this motherfucker. I ain't seen not a child cross into this motherfucker. All I see is military-aged fucking men, to a grand point where they pull that Venezuelan shit off. So, again, that's the reason why we not voting for her. It ain't because of the simple fact that she a woman. Because best believe, if Janet Jackson, you know, the one that y'all tried to fucking cancel, because she stated an absolute motherfucking fact. If y'all elected Janet Jackson to run for president, and she knew what the fuck she was doing, that's how you get our motherfucking vote. This Democratic Party ain't been doing not a rat's ass about any motherfucking thing, other than taking care of other countries, taking care of immigrants, and watching America fucking suffer like a son bitch. Let's not forget, They got thousands upon thousands of dollars monthly. These freaking immigrants, they get that. Whereas Hawaii and the South, whenever a natural disaster motherfucking happen, they only give it a $750 one-time payment that they A, have to pay back, B, they don't qualify for it. So no, baby, it ain't what's between her legs. That ain't the reason why we not voting for her. And if that's not enough, I don't know what the fuck to tell you.
Good afternoon, friends. I got something to say. I saw where Barack Obama, the greatest con ever pulled upon the United States of America, slithered up on stage last night, and he decided to tell the brothers that we need to get our black asses behind Kamala because we black and she black, and that's what we do as black people. And I'm sitting here and I'm like, this fool who is confused about his sexuality at best, gonna stand back and tell me, as a full-blooded black man, who I should vote for. And you notice the media photoshopped this Obama out of history. Don't y'all forget Barack Obama's white and Dunham. They have successfully erased her from history, like the bitch never existed. And it's questionable about who his real daddy is. He claims Barack Obama Sr. is his father, but a lot of people think it's Frank Marshall Davis. Google Frank Marshall Davis, Barack Obama, and you'll see what I'm talking about. He don't look nothing like Barack Obama Sr., but he's almost a spitting image of Frank Marshall Davis, who was a communist and a Marxist. And his mother was sleeping with both of them when she conceived. So Barack Obama, don't tell us who put us on blast as black people for not supporting Kamala Harris. Who the hell made you king of the Negroes? Well, you like sitting on your throne somewhere talking about, I'm Barack Obama, I'm king of the Negroes. That's right, and they'll do exactly what I tell them to do. We ain't doing shit you tell us to do. I'm so sick of him. I wish he would just take his money, take Big Mike, and go somewhere and leave us the hell alone and never come back. Well, I've said my piece. You agree with what I say, appreciate it. If you don't, I appreciate you for listening. Thank you.
An apology before we start. I've been very critical about how you fight all through the campaigns. I voted for you because I like policy. Right. I didn't know you as a man. And I think when you don't understand what a man fights for, you can get lost, especially with all the noise we're seeing from fake news, etc. Who created these pictures from you.
It is noise.
So Gutfeld show's over. Cameras are off. We go backstage, and I expected you to be like every politician or anybody celebrity I've bodyguarded for, and you met my family. And you talked to my daughter. Mm-hmm. My daughter is 10 years old. Her name is Georgie. You guys talked for 20 minutes. If nobody knew, you could have been her grandfather. And you were talking about her horses and her dreams. And I was sitting there and I was like, I have been so wrong about this man because I never understood why you fight the way you fight. You're a family man. Nelson Mandela and 80 of his constituents were trying to come to the United States.
Yeah.
The United States government wasn't helping him. No one was helping him. You chartered a 727 plane for their entire trip.
Yeah.
How is somebody, and it's crazy because you can talk about anything, and why is it hard for you to talk about the things you've done? It runs in your family. Your father helped build a synagogue. I mean, why do we not know those things?
It's something that I've never, I love doing it. I don't need praise for it. I don't, we all like a certain level of praise, but I've never, I just like helping people. I help a lot of people and I enjoy doing it and I never talk about it. It's nice that you bring it up. I also think it's not a narrative that the press likes talking about, for me.
But I think it would help a lot of the American people.
had 3.5 years to do what she's been campaigning on for the last 2 months. For the last 3.5 years, the Democrats have not given a damn about black men unless they were dead or gay. If you're not cool with transitioning your child, you're a villain. If you embrace your natural masculinity, you're toxic. If you vote or think for yourself, you're a disgrace, according to Obama. This is what the Harris Waltz message is to black men. So bump that plan she just released yesterday, because last time I checked, she ain't been checking for y'all since she got in office. And by the way, Obama, there's white, Hispanic, Asian, Indian, all kinds of people not voting for Kamala Harris. So how dare you single out black men and act like it's their fault?
I'd like to ask Jessica if she considers Ruth Bader Ginsburg a legal scholar. That's a yes or no question.
Well, I was going to say yes, and I know where you're going with it.
I'm glad you know. I'd like the viewers to know. Ruth Bader Ginsburg has always said that Roe versus Wade is not something that is protected, and abortions are not protected by the Constitution. Okay, so you can talk about all legal scholars.
Do you think Ruth would like what's going on?
Let me finish. Ruth Bader Ginsburg says it's not a constitutional issue. Okay, so that throws out your all legal scholars. Second point. Does everybody understand that Roe versus Wade did not protect third-term abortions? The original decision left that up to the states. So all Dobbs did was make the first 2 trimesters left to the state, just like the third trimester was left to the state by Roe versus Wade. Now, having said that, you're tired of the fact that Kamala's having more trouble with men and Trump is having trouble with women. You think that Kamala's in a better spot because women vote more. You may be right about that. But I'll tell you what, the most important issue for women is the economy, followed by abortion, followed by immigration. Who is strongest on the economy? You can make fun of Donald Trump, but he at least explains more than Kamala Harris that we are sitting on gold and energy. And when we've got energy and we don't have to buy it from other countries, that we can use it to build things, to use it to develop things, to drive cars, to heat our homes, to make stoves, all that other stuff, he makes more sense than Kamala just saying we need an opportunity economy. And finally, when women talk about immigration, when you put the economy and immigration together, it beats abortion by 32 points. So what you've got here are women, sure, they're concerned about abortion, but if they were educated a little more than just this crazy victim that comes from the Democrat women, they would understand that a lot of this isn't protected as it is. But women want protection for their families. They want to go to the supermarket and not have to put things back on the shelves.
Can I just say,
Nice to see you all.
Welcome. It's our pleasure.
How good are the barbers here?
Excellent.
Very, I can see they're good. They look nice soft floor. What's that all about?
That's all the back.
Is this the back? Nice to see you all. Big hands, strong guy. Nice to see you. So you're the owner?
My son is the owner. He owns his father.
Oh, you did that very nice and easy, huh? Is he as good as you?
He's great.
He's better. Nice to see you. Thank you very much. I think it's 82% of the cases, the parents leave the farm to the kid or leave like a business. This is a good business. Leave the business to the kids and they end up losing it because they get, the banks have to loan money and they end up losing it.
Donald Trump talking tax policy, obviously very important for a small business. Donald Trump also talking about who can cut his hair.
Mr. President, are there things that... Is he a good barber too? Yeah. Who's better, you or him as a barber? How long have you worked here? 11 years. That's fantastic. Yeah. Could he give me a good haircut? Absolutely. You gonna do it? I mean, that's what I see.
Trump loves these people. So
ask us why black men would vote for Trump. Ask yourself why the Democrat Party has become so out of touch with the very people who have been your most loyal supporters for decades. If Trump, with all his baggage, is looking like a viable alternative, that's a sign that you're seriously failed us. And here's the thing, I want you to understand something.
I also want to say that seems to be more pronounced with the brothers.
Yeah, okay.
Hey, y'all, come look at this. So if you don't mind, just for a second, I'm going to speak to y'all directly.
You stupid.
President Obama's recent suggestion that black men may be hesitant to vote for you because you're a woman?
Let me first say that I'm very proud to have the support of former President Barack Obama.
Ooh, baby, you're especially kind of stupid, aren't you?
And I think that the important point that I will make over and over again is I don't assume to have the vote of any demographic locked down. I have to earn their vote. And I'm going to work as I've been to earn that vote and to win on November 5th.
Why do you support Trump over Kamala?
I speak more for the bigot to show you who he is than the girl who a bigot and don't want nobody to know. That's why it's on TV. Tell, lie, vision.
Baby, I don't smoke blunts. Don't assume, don't make an ass out yourself, cause dollars is what we all want. Don't pander to me. Please stand up. Respect what I need. And weed ain't one. Keep us high and string us up. Hangman. Money raining on immigrants doing the running man. Vote like black women. She twerking ass. All gender bathrooms. Perverted ass. Black men, we built this. Check the books. Yeah, believe it or not, your looks. Intellectual far from uneducated. FBA, what you say, I'm regulated. When black men make it, get agitated. White ice is colder, niggas elevated. Revolution is evolution, emancipated. Hate the woman who made you hella hated. Why you uplift everybody who ain't related? Politics, you find out who really playing. Vote black, but get nothing. Sit on the couch and still nothing. Vote the same each time that we getting hustled. A nigga change his mind, nigga screaming you. It bees that. So tell your mama and tell Kamala to tell Michelle Obama.
President Barack Obama. The congregation of black men does not need your advice or your guidance on who to vote for.
Number one, Kamala did not grow up like me. She grew up in upper middle class. Really, that don't matter. I'm voting on policies, and her policies suck. So Obama, keep your mouth shut.
Think about it.
Think about it.
I spree now off the plantation. Independent, no commitment to the clan.
There's an old saying in Tennessee, I know it's in Texas.
Shame on me. Never fool me again, my votes ain't free.
Fool me, we can't get fooled again.
It's for my family, yeah, abortions. Black men I salute, yeah, they can't afford us. Why you think they play us all like we ain't important? Our women taking flights, you know they can't ignore us. Divide and conquer, me and my mama, Trump or Kamala. Where them black dollars? You voting white, what Kamala did it. Her husband white, her step kiddies.
The only piece of advice I would have for her in the event that she wins would be to let her husband Doug anywhere near the nannies. Just keep them away. That's a messy one.
Her white granny, her black nanny. Michael Jackson will be proud of his sister Janet.
The rumor that Janet Jackson is mad at you because you prosecuted her brother, the late great Michael Jackson. That's on the internet. Clear that up for people.
That's just not true.
I know.
Yeah, on either count.
She's not mad at you?
Well, I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I have not.
Bear with me for a second. Let me put y'all on game.
The child will be able to recall and recollect with some detail the incident, and that is persuasive to a jury, even if it is the only testimony that is available.
Gotcha,
She got his back. That's for life with it. You support, turn around, they stick a knife in it.
Thank you, Jen. Thank you very much.
We not the same. Just see you on the bus. 400 years and change. Your family broken up. Buck broken us. You not from the dust.
As they say, they not like us.
No, they not.
Is
is there ever a situation where a female leads?
Never. Never.
You still don't get it when we spit it. You are not like us. I don't need your help. I can think all for myself. And keep out our biz. I can think all for myself. I don't need your help. I can think all for myself. And keep out our biz. I can think all for myself. I don't need your help. I can think all for myself. You can keep out our biz. I can think all for myself.
When you look at President Barack Obama's political behavior in the White House towards African Americans, I cannot, in good conscience, want any African American boy to emulate the neglect that the president has shown for African Americans.
So let me get this straight. If I vote for a party that can't define what a woman is, I'm no longer ridiculous or crazy. If I vote for a party that wants boys in my daughter's sports and restrooms, I'm no longer ridiculous or crazy. If I vote for a party that thinks they can pander to me using kente cloths and hot sauce, I'm no longer crazy. If I vote for a party that has done nothing but destroy my community for the last 60 years and open the borders in order to replace my vote and destroy my community further, I'm no longer crazy. If I vote for the party that wanted to keep me from voting, wanted to keep Jim Crow, wanted to keep slavery, party of the Klan, I'm no longer crazy.
We somehow don't like women. Man, if you don't get your ass up out of here, yo light the White House color ass.
So Barack Hussein Obama, kiss our ass.
All these signs that say black voters, that was very offensive. That was very racist. And I'm gonna say that. That was very racist. If it was Donald Trump and he had signs up that said black voters, literally CNN would be spinning that all damn day calling him a racist.
Respectfully, President Obama, what you said is not acceptable.
Welcome to the broadcast. Shout out to everybody in the chat room. I want to make sure I acknowledge all my people up in here, man. Thank you for hanging out with me. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate everybody for hanging in here, man. Big shout out to everybody who came through. Look, man, I got some footage here that I want to share with you all. Everybody hit the #1 button. Make sure you check in. This is Uncle D. Big shout out to Big Bass Life for that outstanding music. Shout out to all the brothers who are standing up for themselves. So Obama gets booed while he's on stage in Michigan. And let me just state this plainly. I told you all this was going to happen just a week ago. After Barack Obama insulted black men, tried to shame us into supporting a candidate whose policies don't align with our interests, the backlash has been swift and undeniable. On Saturday, which is today, October 19th, 2024, former President Barack Obama, somebody type Black Jesus in the chat room, hallelujah, somebody type Black Jesus, was booed in Michigan. And this is a direct response from black men who are tired of being disrespected and manipulated and taken for granted. Obama thought he could lecture us. He thought he could guilt us into falling in line like we always have. But see, the truth is that we're not having that anymore. This is a bad relationship. It's an abusive relationship, and it's time to break up. See, this is the very thing I warned you about. The moment when black men wake up and refuse to be used as political pawns, this is what happens. See, Obama once was loved and revered. He was the black messiah. He was the Messiah, if you will. We loved him. Somebody type hope and change in the chat room. And now he's feeling the consequences of his disconnect and his disrespect. This isn't just about one speech. It's about a deeper betrayal. A former president who was supposed to represent our best interests now finds himself facing the reality that black men no longer will be content with being treated as an afterthought. The boos in Michigan, that's the sound of a community that's fed up. We're demanding more than symbolic gestures. We're demanding real respect, real policies, and real progress. So here we are. The tide is turning. Black men are standing up, and we're making it clear you're no longer going to ignore us. We're not the same voters we once were. And Barack Obama, you just learned a hard lesson. When I come back, we're going to play this footage. Y'all hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. And Uncle D will be right back in a hot second. Baby! Somebody type, baby, in the chat room. I need to see some participation. Somebody type, baby, in the chat room, man. I'll be right back in a minute.
Trump loves these people.
Uncle D is not a hater. Uncle D is a congratulator. A lot of you folks, y'all stingy with me, and that's why you receiving the service. But see, the reason I'm so blessed, and I'm gonna just give you one of these universal rules. The reason I'm so blessed is because I give so much. See, my name is Dennis Spurling. I'm an attorney here in Houston, Texas. My mandate is to be an advocate for black men, largely because I am a black man. I'm a black father. I have black sons. And I want to make sure that the issues confronting black men are defended, protected, enunciated, spoke upon by black men who have a vested interest in the black community. And so my draw to the Black Manosphere or YouTube in general to use my voice, my wisdom, my experience was solely because black men weren't being heard. But they're hearing us now. They're hearing us as to our issues related to modern relationships, politics, education, finance, and so many other things. And I'm extremely proud of these gentlemen. I'm extremely proud of the people who put this together. It is a wonderful event, and I look forward to attending in the years to come. Hey, man, I do what I do. Yeah. Welcome back. So let's get in tight. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're witnessing a pivotal moment in history, one that I and many others saw coming. And I saw it from miles away. Just a week after Barack Obama insulted black men and received that fierce backlash. Shout out to all the brothers who hopped on TikTok and let him have that fierce backlash from our community. And the sisters, shout out to the sisters too. The sisters came through heavy and they whooped up on him real good. And see, now we see him getting booed publicly in Michigan on Saturday. And let this sink in for a moment. This man once commanded the admiration and respect of millions, now being booed openly, not just by black men, but by a crowd that included white people as well. And this was inevitable. If you've been paying attention, I told you this was going to happen. Now let's step back and understand why it's happening, okay? Why this matters. I'm going to let this video play.
That's okay. No. Wait. Quiet down. Look, listen. Hey.
Somebody type Black Jesus in the chat room. Black Jesus is getting booed in Michigan right now. Get your ass off the stage. Get your ass off the stage. That's what they're telling them.
Listen, everybody. Hey,
listen, everybody.
Y'all up there, pay attention.
Y'all up there, pay attention.
Here's what happens. Listen.
Boom his ass.
No. I mean, this is part.
All right. So he's trying to save face, but look, I'm going to let that play a couple more times. Y'all hit the #1 button. See, Barack Obama's recent remarks aimed at shaming black men for not supporting Kamala Harris they were met with fierce resistance, and he did not suspect it. He didn't see that was coming. He thought he could rely on his old playbook, appealing to the identity politics, pulling on the strings of loyalty, assuming that black men would fall in line just like we did during his presidency. But see, times have changed. We've changed. And see, in his speech, Obama didn't offer black men respect or acknowledge our concerns. Instead, he tried to guilt us into some more supporting this Indian. What is she? Is she Indian? Is she? I don't know. But she's not a black American woman, and neither is he, truth be told. But we gave him the benefit of the doubt. So it's not like we won't vote for black people. It's not like just because you're from overseas or you're from somewhere else, if you have roots in the greater diaspora we won't vote for. But this woman, come on now. He tried to guilt us into not, because we are not supporting Kamala Harris. We're not as enthusiastic as he would like us to be as the king of the Negroes, a woman whose policies don't align with the interests of our community. I guess he just expected us to be swayed by these symbolic gestures rather than real concrete solutions. People are hurting right now. You see what I'm saying? And so we cannot just go for these empty promises. And so when we push back, the backlash was swift. For those of you guys who came in last week, I told you this was going to happen. Black men, black women, black people as a whole are no longer willing to be manipulated by empty rhetoric. See, this moment isn't just about Barack Obama's comments last week. It's about a larger sense of betrayal that black people have felt for years. For 8 years, black Americans gave Barack Obama their unwavering, our love, our support, hoping he would be the president who would finally deliver real progress for our community, a community that's broken. But what did he give us? He gave us symbolic victories. Yes, we can, right? Yeah, hope and love, right? But we got very little in terms of actual meaningful changes that would directly benefit us. Instead, we saw Obama prioritize the interests of other groups. We saw him do that. The LGBTQ plus community got what they wanted. Immigrants got what they wanted. Midgets, blue people, Smurfs, Roger Rabbit, Jessica Rabbit, they got what they wanted, right? But while the specific needs of black Americans, we got nothing. They were left largely undressed. See, the issues that have long plagued our communities, mass incarceration, economic inequality, police brutality, those things remain unresolved. And now, after leaving office, old black Jesus wants to return from the grave, right? Not with solutions, but with disrespect, disregard, and expecting our loyalty without having earned it. See, look, here's where it gets deeper. And I spoke about this in much detail last week. White people now feel comfortable booing Barack Obama. Did you see that?
Listen, that's okay.
White people now feel comfortable booing Barack Obama. Why?
Look, listen.
Because the mask has slipped. The very system that elevated this man is now showing its true colors. Let's not forget, Barack Obama was used by the same people that have been using black folk to pacify black folk. They uplift one to put them in charge to keep us happy, to make us believe that we have real progress, or real progress is being made, while in reality, the system remains unchanged. I laid this out for you all last time we spoke. I told you that white supremacy always breaks its tools, and that's not something that I made up. That's Dr. John Henrik Clarke, one of our most renowned scholars of the past century. See, Obama was a polished tool, okay? And for them, someone who could represent progress, hope, change, while ensuring that the status quo remained the same. He was the perfect symbol for us. A black man who reached the high heights, but ultimately served their interests more than ours. And now his influence over black people is waning. Now that black men are speaking out against him, this structure, this dominant society no longer needs him. And this is why we're seeing these folks booing him now. They are comfortable, or as they say in the hood, comfortable. See, the illusion has been shattered. Obama no longer has the protection of being useful to the system. And now the same forces that once elevated him are comfortable tearing him down. And they see that his ability to control the narrative within the black community is fading. And so now they no longer have a reason to shield him. What we're seeing, brothers and sisters, we're seeing Barack Obama's Negro wake-up call. We know this term. We know what it means. He's learning the hard way that these folk don't care about his past success, his legacy, his degree, his past presidency. They don't care nothing about that. They don't care that he was the first black president. What they care about is whether he can still serve their interests. And when he can't, they discard him, just like they've done so many other prominent black men before him. Look at Bill Cosby. This man was once America's dad, had the most influence of any other entertainer at the time. And now he's completely disowned by society that once praised him. Look at Michael Jackson, one of the greatest entertainers of all time, reduced to a spectacle by the very media that once celebrated him. Barack Obama is just the latest in a long line of black men who were propped up, used, and then discarded. And when their influence is no longer beneficial to the system, guess what? You out. So what does this mean for us? It means we need to recognize the truth about the system we live in. We cannot continue to put faith in individuals like Barack Obama or whomever else who are propped up by a system that oppresses us. Obama's downfall, it's a warning. It's a reminder that we need to stay 100% 10 toes down with our people and what's in our best interest. We cannot be seduced by the allure of fame, money, or validation from this society, because it's always conditional. And when Obama was on top, he didn't deliver for us. And now as his influence fades, both black people, white people, and all other kind of people are going to start rejecting him. Let me tell you, in the months and years to come, and you guys who know me and you know I'm good for these predictions, I know this system like I know the back of my hand. In the years to come, in the months to come, you'll see crowds booing him even more. You'll see black men and black women confronting Black Jesus. And you'll see the harsh reality of what happens when you sell out your own people to serve a system that would never truly accept you. So let's wake up. Let's call this what it is. Don't fall for the trap of thinking that fame and wealth or approval of them folks is a path to progress. It's not. It's an illusion. The only true path to progress is by staying loyal to your community, by fighting for real substantive change, and by rejecting the symbols and tools of this society that's used to keep us down. Barack Obama's time is up. The boos in Michigan are just the beginning. He will be remembered not as a hero, but as another black man who was used and discarded by a system that was never designed for him to succeed on his own terms. So don't wait for the system to break you. Look, Black Jesus has a Messiah complex, okay? And it's time we have a real conversation about Barack Obama and that massive ego of his, that Messiah complex that has led him to the very moment that we are right now. But before we get started, I want to make sure I acknowledge everybody in the chat room. I know there are people who contribute to super chats and cash apps. I'm going to get to y'all in a minute. Let me just go through this soliloquy. I think it's important that I keep this thing rolling. All my guys who've been here for years, just hang tight. You know how it's done. I'm going to give you your love as soon as I get to the end. You know what I'm saying? As soon as I get to the end, make sure if you haven't subscribed, you subscribe now. And it's a hot night tonight. We are hot tonight. All right. Somebody type Black Jesus in the chat room. Y'all never thought the day would come. Your grandma loved him. Your mama loved him. Your daddy was crying when he got sworn in. Somebody type Black Jesus in the chat room. Black Jesus. Black Jesus. We literally looked up to this man like he was a savior, didn't we? Tell the truth. Shame the devil. Be honest. It's okay. I might have had a little tear in the corner of my eye back in 2008 when he won myself. We got stood up there with his wife and them little kids. I was like, oh my God, we've overcome. We shall overcome. I'm singing songs myself, old Negro spirituals, right? But see, the man's problem is his ego. And that has led him to this moment that we have. We need to be blunt. Obama got too big for his own good. He started believing his own hype, thinking he could do no wrong. He thought he was untouchable. like some kind of modern day Messiah, and that we, the black community, would just sit back and take whatever disrespect and put downs he would throw our way. Well, it's clear now that he was wrong. And when you allow yourself to be built up into a Messiah, when people start treating you like a savior, you begin to think that you can do no wrong. You start to believe that every decision, every word out of your mouth is gospel, and that no one can ever question you. See, Obama started to think that because he was the first black president, he had some kind of permanent loyalty from us. He thought he was the king of black America, and no matter what he said, no matter how far he distanced himself from our real life struggles that we deal with, we would continue to cheer him on and bow down to every word he said when he came down out of his castle over there in the Hamptons. You see? But let me tell you something, this is a dangerous place to be, because when you start believing your own hype, when you start thinking you are infallible, you are setting yourself up for a fall. And for Barack Obama, that fall has already begun. Obama thought he could continue to look down on black men, criticize us, lecture us about how we should think and how we should vote and who we should support. He thought he would sit there, that we would just sit there and take it and keep our mouths shut like good little boys. But what he failed to understand is that this isn't just any community. This is a foundational Black American FBA culture. We come from a legacy of people who have always stood up and rejected disrespect. People who refuse to stay silent in the face of oppression. Obama thought he could just push us around, but he's learning the hard way that FBA men and women don't tolerate being disrespected, not even from another black man. See, Obama's Messiah complex is the very thing that has blinded him to the reality that we've changed. We're not the same people who cheered for him in 2008. We're not the same people who stood by him for 8 years, waiting for the change and hope that he promised but never delivered. Obama failed to see that his time is up. And let's be real, this fall was inevitable. When you put up on a pedestal so high that you start thinking that you're above criticism, one day your flaws will be shown. And there's no coming back from that. The Democrats thought they could use Obama as their tool, as the ultimate black voice to control us forever and ever and ever, just like they've done with countless black figures before us. But they made a very serious mistake. They underestimated the strength of our culture and our pride, the pride we carry as FBA men and women. They failed to realize that we're not just going to accept whatever they try to shove down our throats. We're not going to let them use Obama's skin color to manipulate us into falling into line with policies that don't serve our interests. This is what Obama never understood. He started believing the praise he got from the structure, the system, and it inflated his ego to the point where he thought he could treat us however he wanted. He thought he could throw Kamala Harris in front of us and expect us to blindly support her just because she was quote unquote black. But we saw through the games. We peeped game. We know symbolism when we see it. Let's be clear. We don't owe Obama a damn thing. Just because he was the first black president doesn't mean that he is Black Jesus and he has the right to disrespect us and chastise us and belittle us in front of the world and think we're going to keep supporting him no matter what. Who does he think we are? Foundational Black American people have never been a people who accept disrespect forever. From the days of slavery to the civil rights movement to today, we've always been fighters. And Obama is in his own head with his Messiah complex thought that he was above all that. He thought he could speak down to us and we were just going to take it. Well, the boos in Michigan, it's just beginning now, brother. That was your wake-up call. It's a reminder that no man is above reproach, not even you, sir. See, Obama's ego blinded him to the fact that Black America is done being used. We're done being told who to vote for, what to believe, how to think about, how to think even by people who we know don't care about us. And we're especially done with people who think they can shame us into compliance. See, Obama had the audacity. Isn't that what he said, the name of his book, Audacity of Hope? He had the audacity to try to guilt Black men into voting for Kamala Harris, thinking we'd fall in line because of our history with him. But again, we've moved past that. The reality is Obama never really had the power he thought he did. His influence was always temporary. He was a tool of the structure. He was a tool of the system. And now that he's outlived his usefulness, they'll throw him aside, just like they've done so many others before him, men and women. And he'll go from being the golden child to being forgotten, just another broken tool in the system. This is the lesson we must take away from Obama's fall. Never sell out. Everybody in the chat room, never sell out. Repeat that. This is a call and response sort of YouTube page. Repeat this, never sell out. Come on now, never sell out. Never let your ego and pride make you think you're above your people. Because the minute you start to believe that the system will use you up and toss you out like yesterday's news, and mark my words, in the future, no matter who wins this election, you'll begin to see Obama confronted by Black men and women. You'll see him booed by crowds, and it won't be out, and it won't be out of nowhere. It'll be the consequence of his own choices, his thought. He thought, he assumed he could rule us, but instead, he's been rejected by us. So my brothers and my sisters, let this be a lesson to all of us. Never forget where you came from, and never forget where your power comes from. Your power comes from your people, so stay down with your people. I know we're going through a phase right now, a ratchet phase, a ghetto phase, a thug phase. But stay down with your people. Even when you chastise your brothers and sisters, do it from a place of love. Make sure you keep that in mind. And another thing, when you chase fame and money and validation from the dominant society, they'll always have the power to take it right back. See, Obama's fall is just the latest reminder that you can never serve two masters. And you can't claim to represent us while bowing to a system that was never built for us. As Barack Obama's falls from favor with foundational Black Americans, the road ahead for him will be dramatically different once this celebrated leader we knew, this crown prince, this person that we equated with Martin and Malcolm and so many of our great heroes. Well, let me say this recent booing in Michigan is just the beginning. What was once cheers and admiration from our community will increasingly be replaced by louder boos. As Black men and women make it clear that we no longer are willing to provide him the cover or support he used to rely on, Obama's lucrative speaking engagements, what is he getting, $100,000 to show up and say a few nice words? All that's going to begin to dry up. His popularity is going to begin to diminish. Companies and organizations that once paid him top dollar to speak, they're going to slowly begin to distance themselves from him, recognizing that his influence, especially within the Black community, is no longer what it once was. See, over Obama, all my good spades players out there, what my people that play Tunk and Bid Wiz, where y'all at? Hell, where my dominoes folks at? I know you some Jamaicans up in, I know y'all play dominoes all damn day. Obama overplayed his hand by insulting Black men and pushing candidates like Kamala Harris who don't align with our interests in our face. Instead of respecting us, hell, instead of enjoying his post-presidency in peace, like all the other ex-presidents, staying out the spotlight. He kept trying to wield political power. That's that influence. That's that influence he thought he had, but now it's eroding. And let's not forget this. And I know we still love our good sister, Michelle Obama. We still love you. And she remains popular in many circles. And more so than he is. But let me say this. The more the Democrat Party tries to push her out there to garner support, the more she too is going to face backlash. Now, we love our sister. But she needs to go somewhere and sit down too. Because if they continue to use her as a tool to try to regain our favor and jump back and get control of us, that could also backfire. Because foundational Black Americans are becoming increasingly vocal about our dissatisfaction with being taken for granted by the Democratic Party. And both of these parties, in fact. The days of Obama being untouchable and being this symbol of progress, they're behind him. And his fall from grace within foundational Black American community and the Black American community at large, that's not going to only affect him personally, but it's also going to impact his ability to move freely throughout these political circles. And once this man who was once adored, he's going to find himself being booed more often than he's cheered. And that's a stark contrast to the hero's welcome he once received. Now, as his star begins to fade, he's going to learn, like so many others before him, without the support of your own people, the system that once propped you up will quickly let you fall. Now, what we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and take the opportunity to give a shout out to all my people who came through and gave me these wonderful super chats. We got 15. I like to get 20. That'll be plenty. But 15 is mean. Y'all make sure y'all hit the number one. Big shout out to Teaching Noir, Gifted One. Thank you so much, fam. I appreciate you for this super chat that you I'm saying becoming a member. Thank you so much for that. SMV, grab one. Thank you for the $5. Thank you, African Diastatic. Thank you so much. I'm sending you a 4-page letter of love. Yeah. Somebody type Mamala in the chat room. Do y'all need a lot? Do y'all need Mamala's love? Huh? How patronizing is that? Right? Shout out to Blue Gang Network. Boy, I bet I know where you from. The Blizzard King is the realest on YouTube. Hey, man, shout out to all praises to the Most High. Thank you so much, Blue Gang Network. Also, big shout out to Damian Cross. Just wanted to check in, good brother. Hear that good work you putting in. Yeah, man, Uncle D be putting in work out here in these YouTube streets. Another big shout out to African Diatic. In my email from Friday, boys, yeah, she said she got $750 for a new startup life and Aaliyah for a page for it. Look, man, is that $750 she's promising those hurricane victims over there? You got billions of dollars for Ukraine. You have billions of dollars for these Venezuelan migrants and these other people who are coming up here who are not tax-paying citizens. But all you can come up with is $750 for Americans who are suffering in Tennessee and Kentucky. That is a travesty. That is a failure in itself. That is this administration's Hurricane Katrina, as far as I'm concerned, the way they failed those folks and the situation that happened in Hawaii. Shout out to everybody in Hawaii. My man TIQS checking in like an 86 Delta 88 on some D's and Bows, baby. Yeah, that's what I'm talking. I appreciate you, baby. Who else we got? Timothy Humphrey. I wish Jesse Jackson had followed through with his threat to cut. Oh, my Lord. Hey, boy, you ain't going to have the Secret Service coming to my house, but I appreciate, yeah, we talked about that the other day, too. Blue Baggers, Jesse Jackson been tired of these N-word. Yeah, I feel you, man. Eddie B. Uncle D, you ain't ever lying. Obama's cachet is going Q. We won't need the demand. We don't and demand more from these demo rats. Love the show. Thank you. Yeah, no problem, baby. Who else we got? Urban Ego, Attorney Spur. Thank you for the time, insight, and wisdom. African Diatic, audacity of Obama. Yeah, love Obama. Man, y'all are killing me with the Ebonics. Thanks for the game. Also, Renee Jackson. Welcome to the membership, Renee. Shout out to you. Welcome. Keep on keeping on. I appreciate you. We got good stuff going on. Oftentimes, I will turn on the membership only, and only the folk who've subscribe, but I figured we'll let it roll tonight. You know what I'm saying? We got some new visitors up in here. Shout out to Hootsy, B-Wack Obama, aka B-Wack Jesus. Where y'all come up with this? B-Wack Jesus, Obama. I'm done, man. Oh my God. All right. Anyway, man, shout out to you, Hootsy. And also big shout out to Eddie B. Dear Uncle D, I'm deeply offended by your post about me. How dare you speak the truth and ruin my career? Van Jones, it was phenomenal, by the way, Eddie. Hey, man, good luck. Yeah, man, Crime Man Van, they need to go on somewhere and sit down. They just need to go somewhere and chill out. But anyway, fam, look, appreciate everybody who came through with the super chats. I want to end this thing. I want to talk to my people. Okay, look, y'all with me? Hit the #1 button if you will. Everybody who hadn't subscribed, make sure you subscribe to the channel. We're gonna keep this thing hot. Y'all subscribe to the channel. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe right now. Become a member, but go ahead and subscribe first, man, so I don't have to. And hit the like button if you have. We got a few people up here tonight, man. Go ahead and hit the like button. Anyway, look, let me remind you. And I'm talking to my brothers and sisters. I want you to look, listen to me. Listen, get in tight. Come on, huddle up. Get in tight. I need to remind you of who you are. Okay? I need to remind you who you are. A proud and resilient people. Our story is one of triumph. It is one of perseverance and determination. We foundational Black Americans are the ones who forced this country to live up to the promises it made at its inception. We're the ones who fought to make justice, equality, and freedom a reality, not just for us, but for everyone who calls this country home. From the plantations while our ancestors toiled to the courtrooms, the streets, and the halls of Congress, we have stood tall and demanded our place in the fabric of this nation. We've been the moral compass of America, pushing it to honor the values it claims to hold dear. We have built this country with our blood, sweat, and tears, and we continue to shape its future with our vision and our will. And now, as we stand at this critical juncture, I want to remind you, I, Dennis Spurling, your brother, I love you. I love each and every one of you because I know your greatness and I know what lies within our people. I see your strength. I see your courage, the brilliance, and the unbreakable spirit that has carried us through the darkest times. And I believe in your potential and I believe in our destiny. We have an obligation to come together at this time. The challenges we face may seem daunting, but remember, we are the descendants of kings and queens. We are the descendants of poets and scholars. We are the descendants of warriors and leaders, of men and women who refuse to bow down to the forces of oppression. Our legacy is one of greatness. And we have a duty to honor that legacy by marching toward a future that is worthy of the sacrifices made by those who came before us. Together, we will continue to rise, to fight for what is ours and to claim our rightful place in history. We will not be distracted. We will not be divided and we will not be silenced. Our destiny is to achieve greatness, to be remembered not just for what we endured, but for what we accomplished. Now let's stand united. Let's walk boldly into the future. Let's ensure that our story is one of triumph, one of power, enduring strength, and remember throughout time. And let me add this, my brothers and sisters, no one man can make or break us. No single leader, no one event, no single time period can define who we are as a people, even at our lowest moments. When it seems the weight of the world is upon us, we are still a mighty people because we are guided by a force greater than ourselves, greater than this system, greater than any man, greater in any presidency, we are guided by the Most High God who knows us. And he watches over us. And this is why we continue to rise no matter what obstacles are put in our place. Through every storm, every trial, and every tribulation, we rise. We always have, and we always will. Our power comes not from those who seek to control us or manipulate us, but from the divine spirit within us and our unyielding connection to each other. When they try to break us, we become stronger. When they try to divide us, we come together. When they try to silence us, we speak louder. And this is the essence of foundational Black Americans. We are not beholden to one leader, one moment, or one institution. Our power is rooted in our collective resilience and our knowledge that our strength comes from within. We don't wait for others to save us because we have the power to save ourselves. And so, as we move forward, let's remember we are not defined by those who try to diminish us. We are defined by our greatness, by our history of survival and triumph, and by the knowledge that the Most High is with us. He is guiding us towards our destiny, a destiny of continued elevation, of progress and legacy. So, as we face whatever challenges come our way, know this: we will not be broken. We will not fall. We are God's people. And as long as we remain united, grounded in our culture, our values, and our unshakable faith, there's nothing we cannot achieve. Let us rise. Let us build. Let us claim the greatness that is already within us. And I want to thank you. And may you forever walk in the light of destiny. This is Uncle D, and I'm out.
In the Spurling podcast, hit the like button, subscribe.